Hello, this is Julius from Basic Financials. This video's a bit about mortgages. Not too detailed. I'm not going to get into types of mortgages or how to get them. But what I want to do is just to say a few things about what you might expect in the application process and what you could start doing now if you haven't got a mortgage yet. Say you haven't even got into the property market yet, but you're thinking that you might want to do so in years to come once you've managed to build up a deposit, for example. Now the important thing is, okay, yes, you want to try and get a bigger deposit as you possibly can to put down on your first house, say, but that's not the only thing. You could build up a nice deposit and go to the bank and say you want to buy this property. What mortgage can you get? And they'll look at your records and they could say we haven't got enough income. Now, obviously, that's a crucial thing. So it's not just the deposit. You've got to have enough income to support the mortgage. And not only that, okay, there's some very good rates, especially for first-time buyers. There's some very good rates out there at the moment, but things can change. So you don't want to be going out getting a mortgage on the level of income that you've got, which means that you've got almost nothing left and no scope for any increase in interest rates, which is very possible. We've had very low interest rates for a long time. It's not to say they won't carry on for a long time to come, but it might not, and things are going to happen at some point. So you need to be able to factor in things possibly increasing. Now, yes, you can get fixed term deals, but that's no good if in 3 years' time your fixed term comes to an end and those sorts of deals aren't there, and your income hasn't increased sufficiently to cover the new types of deals you might be able to get. It just leaves everyone in a bit of a problem. So it really is important that you do realistically see whether you can afford it. And when a bank says to you, we don't think you can afford that on the records that you give them, you do take it seriously. And don't think they're just trying to stop you getting one, because it's important. To everybody, you've got to be able to afford the mortgage. Now, having said that, there are plenty of circumstances where somebody can afford a mortgage and you won't get the loan. That might be, for example, you could be self-employed, and the banks don't like you not having a regular and evidenced income. So if you're employed, you've got your pay slips, you've got your P60s, which is the end of year summaries, and if you've been in the same employment for a while, your salary might be gradually increasing. That's a nice easy record for them to be able to say, well, yep, this looks stable income, or stable or increasing income, and this is the employer. Everything looks great, and they can lend on that basis. Now, if you're self-employed, first of all, you might have not been self-employed for long, which means you haven't got a history to show them. And if you've got a P60 from previous employment, that's no good, because you're no longer there, so it's not much use to them. So they want to see what your current earnings, how you're earning at the moment, how that has been, how it's going to be. Now, normally 2 to 3 years, 3 years is normally sufficient, sometimes 2 years, but they will want to see your accounts. They'll want to see a healthy level of profit, if say you're self-employed, and ideally an increasing level of profit, not too fluctuating either. So if you're thinking of getting a mortgage in some years to come, you're at the same time trying to build up a deposit, and you are self-employed, bear that in mind, and also it will have a determination of when it would be a realistic time for you to be getting into the property market. Now, another thing that can cause issues is if you've got a bad credit record. So if you've been taking out credit cards and not making repayments, or even not paying the full balance, if you're paying the minimum balance and you've got debt recorded there, that can be a problem as well, serious problem. Or if you've defaulted, say on a telephone contract, say you've got to take out a mobile telephone contract and you might have just forgotten about paying the bill, or you might have changed your banks and things might have gone wrong with the transfer of direct debits, and for no fault of your own, you might have missed a payment. So you need to, if you can, there are credit checks you can do, self-check to see what your record looks like. It might be worth doing that. And there are some ways that you can clean up a record if it's something that's not your own fault, or it's been satisfied, in other words, the debt's been paid. But if another problem is not having any sort of credit record. So what you could try and do is maybe take out a credit card. I have said in previous videos, with debit cards and credit cards, just don't use a credit card. But this is an example where it might be worth getting a credit card. But if you do use that credit card, make sure you pay off the balance in full within the date, well within the date, and don't forget, because they'll charge you interest, and the interest rates are horrible, so don't do it. But it could help you with your credit record if you do start using a credit card, to get some expenses on your credit card. Wait for your bill to come and pay off that bill, the full amount within the time. And that will help to build up a good credit record, along with, as I say, things like mobile telephone contracts and things like that. Or if you buy a computer, you might get a interest-free credit period, which you could do rather than buying it all in one go. But again, make sure you do keep up those payments and don't default. And this is all part of your plan for, say, in 2 or 3 years' time, getting your mortgage. So you're saving for your deposit. You're looking at what your level of income is and making sure it's stable and that you've got proof, and you're dealing with your credit record at the same time. So those are things you can start doing now. The mortgage market is changing all the time. I don't want to get into, I'm not a mortgage advisor, so I don't want to get into telling you what deals are out there, but there's loads of information on the internet, and a mortgage broker can help you. It doesn't normally cost any money up front. Obviously they get money by advising you where to go, but they will help you significantly in seeing what's out there on the market. But these are things you can do yourself now to give you the best chance. So good luck with that, and thank you for listening. Like and subscribe as usual, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for listening.